There's a moment that happens in silence and most men miss it completely. It's not during a kiss, not during a conversation, not even during a date. It happens in something so ordinary that people never question it. A hug. Now, before you dismiss that, stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you think about attraction, connection, and the signals your body is sending without you even realizing it. Most men believe attraction is built through words, confidence, humor, status. But what if I told you that in a single brief embrace, a woman can feel more than in hours of conversation? And even more surprising, that one hug done a certain way can stay in her mind for days, even weeks. Not because it was intense, but because it was different. Let me explain. A few months ago, I spoke with a woman who had been in a long-term relationship. Stable, comfortable, predictable, nothing was wrong. But then something unexpected happened. She met someone new, just briefly, a casual interaction, nothing romantic, no flirting, no long conversation, and then they hugged goodbye. That was it. No kiss, no lingering words, just a hug. But something about it felt different. She couldn't explain it logically. There was no obvious reason for it to matter. But her body reacted before her mind could process it. And for days afterward, she kept thinking about that moment, not obsessively, but persistently, like a quiet echo she couldn't turn off. That's when she realized something important. It wasn't the man. It wasn't what he said. It wasn't even what he did. It was how he held her. Here's the truth most people won't say out loud. The average hug is forgettable. It's quick, polite, almost automatic. It's the physical version of saying, "Nice to see you." And because of that, it creates zero emotional impact. It's safe, too safe, and safety without depth doesn't create attraction. Now, don't misunderstand this. Safety is essential. But there's a difference between neutral safety and grounded presence. One feels like a friend, the other feels different, more rooted, more intentional, more real, and that difference is everything. Most men hug the same way. Quick approach, light squeeze, maybe a couple of pats on the back, done, it's efficient, socially acceptable, and completely unremarkable. It signals one thing very clearly. This interaction has boundaries, and her brain instantly categorizes it. Friend, acquaintance, nothing more. End of story. But then there's a different kind of hug, the kind that doesn't follow the script, the kind that feels more deliberate, more present. And here's where it gets interesting. Because this isn't about being romantic or flirty. It's about something much deeper. It's about how the nervous system responds to touch. Your body is constantly reading signals, not just from words, but from tone, movement, timing, and physical contact. And when it comes to attraction, the body responds to one thing above all, certainty. Not loud confidence, not exaggerated dominance, but calm, grounded certainty, the kind that doesn't rush, doesn't hesitate, doesn't ask for permission through nervous energy. It simply is. Now let's break this down in a practical way. Because what makes a hug unforgettable isn't intensity, it's precision. And it comes down to 3 key elements. Not complicated, but extremely powerful when done right. First, timing. Most people move too fast. They hug at the same speed they talk, which is fine for conversation, but not for connection. When you slow down, even slightly, you create contrast. And contrast creates attention. If your movement is just a bit more unhurried than expected, her brain notices, not consciously, but subconsciously. And that subtle shift does something important. It interrupts autopilot. Now she's present. Now she feels the moment. Second, stillness. This is where most men completely lose the impact because they don't know what to do in silence. So they fill it with words, with movement, with nervous energy. But here's the secret. Stillness is where the connection happens. When you stop moving, when you stop talking, you give her nervous system space to respond. And something interesting happens. Her body shifts out of thinking mode and into feeling mode. This is where emotional memory is created, not through action, but through presence. Third, placement. This is the detail almost no one thinks about, but it changes everything. Where your hand rests during a hug sends a very clear signal. High on the shoulders, friendly, neutral, safe. Upper back, still polite, still distant, but lower, closer to the center of gravity. Now the message changes. Not aggressively, not inappropriately, but subtly. It communicates grounding, stability, support, and that combination creates a very specific emotional response, one that's difficult to explain, but very easy to feel. Let's bring this together. Imagine this scenario. Instead of rushing in, you slow down just slightly. Instead of filling the moment with chatter, you allow silence. Instead of placing your hands where everyone else does, you choose a more grounded point of contact. Nothing dramatic, nothing exaggerated, but intentional. And in that brief moment, something shifts. She feels it, not as a thought, but as a sensation. And that sensation becomes a memory. Now here's the part most people misunderstand. This is not about manipulation. It's not about tricks. It's not about trying to make someone feel something, because that approach always fails. People can sense inauthenticity instantly. This is about alignment. Your body language matching a calm, grounded internal state. Because when those two things match, your presence becomes clear. And clarity is attractive. Think about it like this. Most interactions today are rushed, distracted, surface level. People are physically close, but mentally somewhere else. So when someone shows up differently, more present, more grounded, more aware, it stands out, not loudly, but deeply, and that's what creates the echo. Not the hug itself, but how it made her feel, safe, but not neutral, calm, but not boring, close, but not pressured. That balance is rare, and anything rare is memorable. So here's your takeaway. Not a script, not a trick, but a simple shift in awareness. Next time you hug someone, don't rush it. Don't overthink it. Just be present, slow your movement, allow a moment of stillness. Be intentional with your touch. That's it. No performance, no exaggeration, just presence. Because at the end of the day, people don't remember every word you say. They don't remember every detail of an interaction, but they always remember how you made them feel. And sometimes that feeling begins with something as simple as a hug. If this gave you a new perspective, here's what I want you to do. Type ready in the comments if you're committed to showing up with more presence and intention. And if you want more insights like this, real, practical, psychology-backed understanding of human connection, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Because this channel is all about helping you understand the signals most people completely miss. Also, don't forget to like the video. It helps more people discover this kind of content. And share it with someone who you know is a genuinely good man, but just hasn't learned how to express that through his presence yet. Remember this, it's not about doing more. It's about doing things differently. And sometimes the smallest shift creates the strongest impact. I'll see you in the next video.